Have you ever looked into the eyes of the woman you love and felt like she's no longer really there? She kisses you goodnight. She lies beside you. She shares your meals. But deep down, you can feel it. Her soul has already left the room. You tell yourself it's just a phase, that she's stressed, that she needs time. But here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. When a woman stops desiring you, she won't tell you directly. She'll just start dropping phrases, soft, subtle, and seemingly harmless. And if you don't recognize them in time, those words will rot your soul from the inside out. In today's video, I'm going to reveal the 7 most dangerous phrases that an unfaithful woman says, without even realizing what they truly mean. These aren't just emotional expressions. They're signals that her desire has shifted, her heart has turned, and another man may already be in the picture, at least emotionally. Stay with me to the end, because what you learn today could save you from years of confusion, wasted energy, and emotional humiliation. We're not here for comfort. We're here for clarity. Because only when a man sees the truth for what it is can he reclaim his power. Let's begin. Number 1. I feel disconnected, but I don't know why. This phrase may sound gentle, even innocent, but it's the first red flag of emotional betrayal. When a woman says, I feel disconnected, she's not confused. She knows exactly what she's disconnected from. You. Your touch no longer excites her. Your presence no longer anchors her. She doesn't wait for your messages. She doesn't light up when you walk into the room. She may still lie next to you. She may still go through the motions, but her soul, her desire, and her attention are already drifting towards someone else. And here's the brutal truth. She won't admit it, not because she's unaware, but because admitting it means facing her own cowardice, her own duplicity. So instead, she softens the betrayal by making it seem spiritual, like she's just on a journey, or figuring herself out. But in reality, her emotions have already left. You're just the last to notice. A Stoic man doesn't beg to reconnect with someone who is silently checked out. He sees clearly. He sets boundaries. And he refuses to be the emotional support system for a woman whose body is still there, but whose soul has already left. This phrase is not a cry for help. It's not an opportunity to win her back. It's the beginning of a quiet, devastating exit. The question is, will you be the last to realize it or the first to act? Number 2, I need time for myself. On the surface, this sounds like emotional maturity, like she's just overwhelmed and needs space to breathe. But in reality, this phrase is often the camouflage of betrayal. A woman who truly loves a man doesn't ask for time. She asks for closeness, for understanding, for connection. But when she says, I need time for myself, what she's really saying is this: I want to explore something or someone new without looking like the villain. It's not about reflection. It's not about solitude. It's about permission, the freedom to drift away emotionally and physically while still keeping you as the loyal backup. And the most dangerous part? She wants you to agree to it, to say, I understand, to wait like a loyal dog at the door while she tests out what life feels like without you. That's not self-growth. That's emotional promiscuity with a moral mask. A Stoic man hears this phrase and doesn't plead. He doesn't fall for the illusion that time apart will rekindle love. Instead, he calmly responds, take all the time you need, but don't come back. I'm not a second option. Because a man with dignity doesn't negotiate his worth. He doesn't give space to a woman who's already half gone, hoping she'll choose him again. The hard truth? If she needs space to feel alive, that means your presence no longer does. And if you wait, you're no longer a man in her life. You become a placeholder until someone else confirms her decision. Number 3, not everything has to be physical. At first, this sounds poetic, almost spiritual, but don't be fooled. This isn't about intimacy beyond the flesh. It's a justification for emotional withdrawal, and often a prelude to physical rejection. Because when a woman still desires you, she doesn't need to explain why she touches you. She doesn't need to philosophize about connection. She simply wants you, openly, naturally, instinctively. But when desire fades, she replaces passion with language. And suddenly what used to be physical becomes a discussion. Not everything has to be physical. Becomes her shield, a subtle excuse that reframes her lack of desire as virtue. And if you're not alert, you'll fall into that trap. You'll begin to doubt yourself, thinking you're being too demanding, too shallow, too insensitive. But you're not. You're simply noticing that her body is still beside you, yet her soul has already wandered elsewhere. This phrase is emotional gaslighting in disguise. It's not an invitation to deeper love. It's a mask hiding the fact that you no longer move her. And here's the most painful part. She may still let you touch her, but it's empty. The spark is gone. The fire is cold. The act is mechanical. You become a routine, not a man she craves. The Stoics teach us to see reality without distortion. And the truth is simple. When a woman has to justify why she no longer desires you physically, it's because someone else already does excite her. If you stay after hearing this line, hoping things will return to the way they were, you become the emotional beggar in a relationship that's already over in her heart. Don't argue. Don't justify. Just observe and walk away with your soul intact. Number 4, you've changed too. When a woman no longer feels the same for you, but doesn't want to admit her desire has shifted. She doesn't confess. She accuses. You've changed too. It sounds fair. It sounds balanced. But it's a trap. This line isn't said to repair the bond. It's said to create confusion. It's her emotional alibi, a way to equalize the blame, so she doesn't have to carry the full weight of her betrayal. She says you've changed, not because it's true, but because it justifies her detachment, her distance, even her infidelity. And if you're not grounded in your masculinity, you'll take the bait. You'll feel guilty. You'll start apologizing for being cold, distant, or boring, even though you've been loyal, stable, present. The Stoic man doesn't fall for emotional projection. He sees it for what it is, deflection from truth. What she really means is, I'm changing. I no longer feel the same desire for you, but I need you to believe it's your fault. Because if she paints you as part of the problem, she gets to exit the relationship without shame. She gets to say, I didn't want this, but you pushed me away. This is emotional manipulation at its most subtle and most destructive. And many men fall into it, blaming themselves for her decisions, losing dignity trying to win back a woman who's already emotionally elsewhere. Don't accept the guilt she hands you. Don't explain yourself. Don't defend what doesn't need defending. Instead, look at her calmly and say, yes, I've changed. I've grown. I no longer tolerate emotional games disguised as honesty. That's Stoicism in action. Recognize what belongs to you and what doesn't. Her desires, her doubts, her detachment. That's hers to own, not yours to carry. Number 5, I don't want to talk right now. I'm tired. The silent withdrawal. It doesn't come with yelling. It doesn't come with accusations or slamming doors. It comes quietly, gently, disguised as fatigue. I don't want to talk right now. I'm tired. At first, it sounds normal. You respect her space. You want to be understanding. But then, it starts happening more often. And slowly, you begin to feel something is slipping away, yet you can't name it. Here's the truth. That phrase is not about physical exhaustion. It's emotional exhaustion, but only with you. She's not tired when her friends call. She's not too exhausted to scroll on her phone or laugh at memes from someone else. She's tired of you, tired of pretending, tired of avoiding the deeper truth. And that truth is this. She no longer wants to talk because she no longer feels emotionally connected. This is what Stoicism teaches us to recognize, the reality beneath the surface, not the words spoken, but the intention behind them. A woman who repeatedly avoids emotional engagement is not seeking rest. She's already preparing her exit, slowly, strategically, subtly. It's emotional ghosting done in real time. But here's the trap most men fall into. They stay quiet. They back off. No, she's using silence to create distance without confrontation. What should a man grounded in Stoic wisdom do? He doesn't beg. He doesn't chase. He looks her in the eyes and says with calm strength, "You're tired? Then rest. But I won't sit here waiting for a conversation you no longer care to have." Because to remain silent when she is silently leaving is to betray your own presence. If you've been hearing this phrase lately, take it for what it is. And the man who waits patiently in that silence, he loses himself. Number 6, I don't know what's going on with you. The emotional reversal trap. It sounds innocent, almost caring. I don't know what's going on with you. She says it softly, with furrowed brows and concerned tone, like she's confused. But make no mistake, this phrase is not confusion. It's strategy. She knows exactly what's going on. The spark is gone. The tension is building. The emotional distance is now undeniable. But instead of owning her part in it, she flips the script onto you. This is one of the most manipulative emotional plays a woman can make. And it works because it triggers your guilt. You start thinking, am I acting strange? Maybe I've been distant lately. Is it me? And just like that, you're no longer the one being left. You're the one being blamed. But here's what you must understand. When a woman says this phrase, she's often doing so at the peak of her own emotional betrayal. She's already emotionally involved elsewhere, or at the very least, fantasizing about it. She's no longer invested in solving problems. She's invested in escaping them without guilt. So instead of telling you, I'm emotionally done, she tells you, you're the one acting weird. This is called emotional reversal, where the one pulling away accuses the other of being distant. It's a preemptive strike, a defense mechanism, a way to turn your confusion into a moral high ground. From the lens of Stoic wisdom, the alert man must detach from emotional manipulation and see reality as it is. She's not lost. She's not confused. She's not asking for clarity. She's seeking a reason to walk away without looking like the one who let go first. Because if she can convince you that you're the problem, she doesn't have to feel guilty about already choosing someone else in her heart. So what should the Stoic man do? Don't explain yourself. Don't ask, what do you mean? Instead, respond with clarity and calm presence. What's going on with me? I've been paying attention. And now I'm finally seeing the truth. Because the man who sees through the mask doesn't just protect his heart. This phrase, though it sounds like an invitation to talk, is actually a way of ending conversations without closure. So don't take the bait. Don't become a man explaining himself to someone who already made a silent exit. Instead, become the man who refuses to carry a guilt that was never his to begin with. Number 7, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. The sweetest knife. No phrase cuts deeper than this one. It sounds poetic, gentle, even thoughtful. But don't be fooled, this is not kindness. It's closure disguised as compassion. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. At first, you may not know how to respond. You think, how could she love me, but not be in love with me? Doesn't love mean desire, commitment, fire? But here's the truth, brother. She doesn't love you. She remembers you. And that memory is not enough to keep her present. This phrase is a final smokescreen, an elegant way of saying, you're safe, but you're no longer exciting. I care about you, but I crave someone else. In many cases, she's already emotionally left, sometimes even physically. But this line allows her to ease the guilt because it sounds selfless. It makes you feel like you still matter, just not enough. And that's the cruelty of it, because it keeps you stuck in limbo, hoping, waiting, trying to win back something that was never lost, just replaced. Stoic wisdom tells us, don't chase what is fading. Don't beg where you're no longer desired. When a woman says this, she's not inviting you to fight for her. She's excusing herself from the relationship without looking like the villain. And here's what's most dangerous. If you react with tenderness, if you say, let's fix it, if you try to prove your worth again, you lose even more. Not just her, because the moment you accept that half love is enough, you become the man she pities, not the man she chooses. You become the safe option, not the passionate one. So what does a Stoic man do? He doesn't argue. He doesn't ask why. He looks her in the eye and says, then don't love me at all, because I wasn't born for partial love. That, my friend, is not ego. That's emotional sovereignty. It's the ability to walk away not because you stopped loving, but because, remember, a woman who says she loves you but isn't in love is often already investing that fire elsewhere. She wants you to stay in her orbit as a safe backup. Don't chase ghosts. Don't resurrect what's already dead. Don't trade your dignity for a memory. Because the moment you accept less than full love, you become a placeholder in a story that no longer has your name on the cover. If you've made it this far, it means you're not asleep. You're not numb. You're not one of those men blindly walking toward emotional extinction, smiling, providing, waiting, while the woman beside you is already living in someone else's imagination. You've now heard the 7 most dangerous phrases an unfaithful woman uses. Not loudly, not obviously, but subtly. Soft-spoken betrayals hidden in emotional camouflage. These phrases aren't random. They're signals. Signals that her body may still be next to yours, but her soul, her desire, her passion are already somewhere else. And if you ignore them, if you downplay them, if you keep telling yourself, maybe it's just a phase, then you're not being loyal. You're being willfully blind. You're being used. Stoicism teaches us this above all. We must learn to see what is, not what we wish to see. We must act not from emotion, but from clarity and virtue. A man who stays when he is no longer chosen, a man who waits for love that has already exited to the back door, is not strong. He is trapped in self-betrayal. Let me tell you this plainly. If she says she feels disconnected, it's not confusion, it's detachment. If she says she needs time, it's not reflection, it's permission. If she says not everything has to be physical, it's because her desire lives elsewhere. If she says you've changed, she's building her alibi. If she says she's tired, she's energized by another man. If she says she doesn't know what's going on, it's because she knows exactly who she wants, and it's not you. And if she says, I love you, but I'm not in love with you, it's time to walk out, not talk it out. No more asking for closure. No more trying to prove your worth. No more building a future in a house where love already packed its bags. Now is the moment you reclaim your power, your clarity, and your dignity. Now is the time to say, I see what's happening. I don't deny it. I don't chase. I don't beg. I walk. Because my value doesn't decrease when someone stops recognizing it. And if you needed someone to tell you that you have permission to let go, then hear this from me. Brother, you have permission to stop loving someone who has already stopped loving you. You have the right to stop carrying the blame she subtly laid at your feet. And you have the duty to yourself to never settle for being half-loved. So now, I want you to do 2 things. First, comment below with 1 phrase. I'm not fooling myself anymore. And second, tell me what country you're watching from. Because it doesn't matter if you're in New York or New Delhi, Paris or Manila. When a man wakes up, everything changes. And if this video shook you, then don't stop here. Watch the next video that appears, especially the one that makes you uncomfortable. Because right there in what you've avoided is the exact truth you need to face. This is Stoic way of life. We don't beg for love. We don't fight for attention. We walk with clarity, we live with strength. And we rise when others fall. Subscribe. Share this with a man who needs to wake up. And remember, when you stop being their emotional backup, you start becoming your own savior.